Hello, good morning everyone, and it was a long gap from the last day's session to today's session. So actually we have been have a long gap actually, or almost 4 days gap from the previous session to this session. Okay, so what I just want to confirm in this first thing is, I hope you guys already installed the Java on your machine if I am not wrong. Yes? Yeah. So, if you install Java in your machines, then it was pretty good to start with a programming practice. As I was started a practice on the last day session in terms of the programming is. Alright. So, have you remembered in the last day what we have done? Yes, we have done with the concept of operators in Java. Yes or no? Yes, we have. So, what is the basic concept we have learned in operators thing is? Yeah. So, first we have learned about what is an operator first. Operator is a symbol which used to perform any either arithmetic or else logic operations on a particular expression. If you write an expression, the expression is basically are of two types. Any computer expression if you write in any programming language or any program which is running on your computer which either perform two operations. The first operation is about arithmetic, the other operation we usually call it as logical operation. These two operations we basically performed with an operator concept in Java. I mean to say that, for example, if you imagine a calculator application in your computer. So, nothing but what this is already written by some ex programmer, so that as we are using that application currently into your machines. Yes or no? Same way, that is what we have started in the last day session, and we have also finished some of the arithmetic operators like plus used for addition, minus for subtraction, division for dividing two numbers, it returns you a coefficient of the number. Modular division it returns you a reminder of that expression, and followed by equals to operator. Equals operator will assign the left side value with right side value. That was a few operators we have discussed in the last class, and let me go for the next kind of operators. Am I very clear? So, let me go to the presentation first. So, what we are learning today is the concept of operators in Java, and in which we have done with the first two operations, nothing but arithmetic operators are done in the last class. Hope you guys understand on that, right? So, I mean what is actually you need to do every day is, the programming is not just a matter to get the things without practicing. So, the programming is something which has to be practiced every day, right, so that you can become a very good programmer. Yes. So, there is in a market, so who can be activated as a very good programmer or who can be stand as a very good programmer is someone who can write the program 20 lines or 20 lines of program. If he is able to do it with 6 to 7 lines of program, then he can be termed or he can be stated as a good programmer in the market. Yes or no? Same way, as you want to become a very good programmer in the market, compulsory you require to practice. Practice makes programming very simple. Without practicing it is bit difficult, guys, right? So, that is what I am recommending each and every candidate has to have a practice on every day what we are learning in the session, right. So, last day we have learned about arithmetic operators, and then we have learned about assignment operators. Now, we are going to talk about arithmetic assignment operators, which is combination of one arithmetic and one followed by one assignment operator. Assignment operator is an equals to operator, right. So, it is something like plus equals to. So, let me open a simple notepad to write your logic. I mean, I will just demonstrate with a simple example for this. Yes. Now, let me go to an example. Let us see class. Right, given a name of any class, say demo 3, any class has to be starts with open and close curly brace, and every class will have a one method, that is we usually call it as a main method. Yeah, we will talk about the methods in the next class. So, at the time we gonna discuss about the main method also. By the time, try to understand the basic architecture, how do you write a Java program in your machine. Yes. So, now what is I want to talk about, right. For example, I want to define a few variables in my program. Let's say a comma b. Alright, let us see a comma b, two variables I am defining. A value define it as 1 or some 10, b value you can define it as 20. Yes. So, this is where we usually call it as a assignment operator, right. So, what is this assignment operator is doing in this particular example is, the assignment operator, whatever the value which has been on the left side will be assigned to this particular, means what, in the storage of variable a which stores you the value. For example, if you say that these are the memory locations of your application, right. So, in this you have a variable called a here, and this location will be identified with a value called 10 here, and same as b, here you will be identified with a value of 20 here. Am I very clear? So, this is how you can basically. Now, what is the equals operator is doing is just assigning, right. So, but what we are trying to talk about is, we are trying to talk about of arithmetic assignment operator. Let us see this particular presentation, you will find out here arithmetic operator presentations. Here you have something called plus equals to, minus equals to, cross equals to, and division equals to, and followed by modular division equals to. Yes, I hope you guys all got the differences between the last arithmetic operators, right. There are the two operators we have discussed, one is this one operator and the other one is this one operator, right. Please understand here, for example, if I am writing a variable, for example, if I am writing 1 division 8, what will be the return value for this? There are a lot of questions. If I write 1 modular division by 8, what will be the return value for this? For this, your return value is coefficient value, the coefficient for this one will be 0, and this value return type is reminder, the reminder for this one is 1. Please try to note down this very important factor, maybe you can get a question on your interviews. What are the differences between this operator of and this operator of arithmetic? Yes, am I clear on this? This one always return you something, call it as coefficient. This one is always returns you something, call it as reminder. This is reminder, this is coefficient. Please try to remember this too. Yes. Now I just want to look about this, right. For example, if I write the a value here, something called, I just want to write the a value is a is equals to 10. So, for example, if I want to add some 10 to it, what I basically write, a is equals to a plus 10 I will write, right. So, let me write here system, right. So, dot out dot println, right. So, I just want to print the value of a here, for example, a is equals to say plus a. So, after adding a 10, again I want to print this, let me copy it and again write the same statement here. So, now what will happen is, here the value of 10 will be printed and here the value of, right. So, this one will be a line, previously a value is 10, again it will add 10 plus 10, nothing but it will be added 20, and 20 again will be stored in a now. Now, let me go to a simple save this particular program, as we are saving that all programs into one particular folder, right. Now, let me say go for the same folder again, Java programming, and try to save this particular file as demo3. Extension of every Java program is .java. Please try to remember this. I hope I was repeated for this one for a couple of times, right. Please try to remember the file, which is any Java file extension is always .java, right. Now, save this particular program and open the command prompt. Yes, open your command prompt. And first, right now your control is in the place of where? Right now the control in the place of C drive, users folder and followed by Hebbion is a folder name. So instead of that, I just want to shift this particular thing to a D drive, right. First, if I want to move one step back, CD dot dot, one step move back, CD double dot, again it moves to one more step back, and if I write D colon, here it is going to back, and right now it is in C drive, shift to the D drive now. So that right now the control is in D drive. Make sure that CD, what is the folder I want to move? The folder name is Java Programming is. Okay, so let's say CD followed by Java Programming. Let me go to the folder now. Now your control is in the place of D drive and the folder name called Java Programming is, right. So now let me show you what are the files over there. Just have a command called dir which shows you what are the folders and files are presented in that, and the file which we have created just now, the file name is demo3.java. Yes, first I want to compile this. How to compile it? Java C is a command used to compile any Java program, demo3.java. It takes couple of seconds time to check any errors are presented in your program. If not, automatically it generates your dot class file. I mean to say byte file or byte code file will be generated on the specific folder where you got stored this demo file. I want to execute this. Let's say Java followed by. So what is the value here? It is value which is printing here. It is Java followed by demo3. So see that the first value, which is the first time, it will be printed as 10, then after that it is printing as 20 there. Yes or no? Now instead of writing a plus is equals to 10, right, I'll just replace with this a plus equals to 10. Indirectly, what does it mean to say that? Indirectly, it means to say that a is equals to a plus 10. Here, this one we usually call it as arithmetic assignment operator here. Am I very clear, guys? Right? Instead of writing that, I am just writing with a simple statement now. Now let me again compile your program now. Right? So how do I compile it? Java C followed by the folder name is demo3.java file name. It just takes couple of seconds time, and then say demo3. You can just see that any changes in the output? No changes, but instead of writing an expression, we have replaced with a simple operator called plus equals to. Indirectly, what it means to say that a is equals to a plus 10 only. Hope you understand, right? Now let me use one more operator, a minus is equals to 10. So again I want to print this particular value, copy this and paste here. Okay, so now before you start in this, okay, let me give a simple identification here. All right. Say system dot out dot println. Okay, use a println statement. So after the sign of plus equals to, what would be the output I want to display here? All right. So then after that, here I want to go for minus equals to. Let me copy this one. It would be minus equals to. Now let me save this particular program, and again you can just compile your program now. Let me say Java C followed by demo3.java. Yes, everyone is following? Yes, try to follow the things whatever I am looking forward. Alright, so Java followed by demo3. So now after minus equals to, what it mean to say that? A is equals to, what is the meaning to say that? A is equals to a minus 10 here. So now what is the value here be printed? Here the value of a right now printed as 20, right? See that the first time it was 10. At this particular, this statement output as printed as 10 here. After that next statement is what? This one. Here after plus equals to 10, a value is something like 20 now. So after that you have a minus is equals to. After that what is the value will be printed here? 10. Mean to say that 20, nothing but 20 minus 10. 20 minus 10, again 10 will be printed here. Now let me write one more operator, right? A cross is equals to 10. Mean to say that a is equals to a cross 10. Now let me copy these two lines of code again and paste here. right. So, this would be after cross equals to sign. So, now save this particular program, again do compile it, right. How do I compile it? Let us see, Java C followed by, every time you need to compile, because as soon as your program is got changes, you need to compile it again, right. So, then followed by Java followed by demo 3. See that, you can see that a value has cross multiplied by 10, nothing but what is the meaning of previously value of a is what? 10, right. 10 cross 10, it would be 100 will be displayed here. So, a division by 10 equals nothing but indirectly a is equals to a by 10. So, what it would be, it has to be print coefficient value, not a reminder value, right. So, now let me say this particular again and try to compile your program again, right. Say Java C followed by demo 3 dot Java, right. As soon as if your program is got changes, you need to compile it again, right. So, then say Java followed by demo 3, see that the coefficient value is 10, nothing but a at this point a value is 100, 100 by 10 it is 10, coefficient value will be 10 now, okay. So, 10 will be printed here. Now, a modular division is equals to 10, nothing but indirectly it say that a is equals to a modular division by 10. So, now let me say what is the output will be displayed to this, say modular division. Now, save this particular program and again try to compile it, right. How do I compile it? Simple as that, Java C, right, followed by demo 3 dot Java, all right. See that followed by again execute it, Java followed by demo 3, you can see that what is the value it is showing, that it is showing the value as 0, nothing but 10 by 10, nothing but there is no reminder will be for this 10 percentile 10 in the sense it will be a coefficient value 0 and coefficient value will be 1 and reminder is 0. This will always returns you simple reminders, okay. See that guys, it is a simple example which demonstrate you on arithmetic assignment operators. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes. Please try to note down this particular program if possible, so that you can practice it. This particular kind of programs will help you for the next programs to be very easy to learn, right. So, that is what the basic programs I am talking about. Every time basic programs, try to note down the programs and practice it after some time and try to change the values here. For example, I am using a value as 10 in this particular, right. So, instead of using a 10, you can use some other particular program or other value there, so that it would be very easy for you to gain the new knowledge on the programming concept. Am I very clear on this? Am I very clear on this? Yes, exactly, right. So, this is what the first thing, right. So, this is a simple demonstration I want to show you on the operator of arithmetic assignment operator. The next operators are pretty simple and very interesting operator, call it as unary operators. Very confusing, because as if you go for an interview, there are a few people will confuse you in these two kind of operators. The operator is plus plus and the operator is minus minus, right. So, there is a two operators which we have here, that is something called plus plus and followed by minus minus. What is the plus plus sign suggests you for, and what is minus minus suggests you for? Plus plus suggests you for the operator called as increment operator, right. So, for example, if I say plus plus, it means to say that increment operator, right. So, minus minus suggests you for decrement operator, right. Plus plus, what did it mean to say that? For example, imagine that there is a value of integer, a value is defined as 10. So, I want to increment the value of a is equals to 1. What I will do basically, a is equals to a plus 1 I will write, and also I can write here as a plus equals to 1. Yes, both are okay. Now, instead of that, for example, if I want to increase 10, I can write 10. If I want to increase 100, I will write 100, right. For example, there is a chance that you want to increment only 1. Value has to be incremented by a single, nothing but only 1, right. Whenever you want to increment the value by 1, right, this plus plus, instead of writing a is equals to a plus 1, we will write a plus plus, mean to say that it just simple as that, it increments your value now, increment your value by 1, right. In the same way, if you want to decrement it, it's something say a minus minus, nothing but what will happen is, it decrements again your value by 1. Anyhow, in both cases, either it will be increments by 1 or else it decrements by 1, right. So, and after this there is one of the confusing part of this particular program is a pre and a post. We talk about this in the next example. First we will see a simple example on plus plus and minus minus operators. Then after that we are going to talk about pre and post values. Am I very clear? So, let me go to one more program, simple program will demonstrate to explain you on plus plus and minus minus operators. Say class starts with a demo4 is a class name, close the class, and a method has to be written in this, that is static method. The method name is say void main, let us say string, you can have a string args which will be a input argument for your program is. Right, clear? Right, simple as that. I just want to write a variable of integer x. X can be defined the value of right now, let us say probably 10, right. So, now if I want to print here, say system dot out dot println, you can write the value of x is equals to plus, you can have a value of x here. So, now what will happen is your value of x will be printed as 10 now. If I want to increment x value, x is equals to, I can write x plus 1. Again I will do print this same value again. Now let me copy this line of code and I am going to paste here. So, save this particular program now, say demo4, right, any program of Java extension is .java, right, make it as, you can see other files also there, save this particular program. Your program is got saved with the name called demo4.java now. Now let me again go back to a command prompt. Yes, right. First thing is, we are in the same folder, right. No need to move the cursor to the next another folder, because right now we are in the same folder of D followed by Java programming. All right. So, now let me show you what is that particular file is presented there. What is the file is there? The file name which we have created just now, the file name is demo4.java here. Now let me clear this. If I want to execute it, Java C followed by demo4.java. So, this is a command which is used to compile your Java program, which is of your application of Java program. People who someone is still unable to understand how to compile, which command is used to write the compiling. It is pretty simple, Java C followed by the file name, extension is .java, simple as that. Please try to remember everyone. All right. Now, just hit on enter here, just hit on enter. Okay, sorry, there is unfortunate thing has been opened. Let us see demo4.java now, right. You got the file that got compiled successfully. As soon as your compilation is success, it get generate your intermediate file name called .class file. We can call it as bytecode. So, then followed by Java, followed by we can say demo4. So, what is the demo4 file we have right now? X value is 10 for the first time. After incrementation, it becomes as x value is 11. Yes or no? Now, instead of writing this particular expression, right, I do write say x plus plus, simple as that. Indirectly what it means to say that x is equals to x plus 1. It always increments you value by only 1, right. Say again if I write x plus plus, what will happen is, again it do increment this particular value again by 1. All right. If I do increment this, say x plus plus, now what will happen is, once again it will increment by your value by 1. Now let me save this particular program, again you can just compile this. So, Java C followed by demo4.java, right. then after that Java followed by demo 4, right. You can just see that x value by initial by 10, incremented by 1, that is 11, again incremented by 1, 12, again incremented by 1, that is 13. Yes or no? Just look at your program. After that you can see this part. See that your x value is right now 10 here, right. So that this system.out.println statement will print you first time 10, and second statement is this will be incremented by 1, and this system.out.println will give you 11, and again this particular statement will give you here 12, and the last one is this one will give you a 13 here. Yes, understood? This is how you can write, we can use an operator called increment operator, which always increments your value by just 1, just 1. If I want to decrement it, x minus minus, you can say that this is always decrements you by value by 1. Okay. So I'll do a write simple statement here to remember you. Alright. So here up to this is all incrementation has been done, right. Here from here I just want to say x minus minus operations. If you are reading for third time, it will be decremented by value 1. Again do write it x minus minus. You can again write the system.out.println statement, which again prints you the value. Say again minus minus, then you can have this one. Alright. So now you can save this particular program and again do compile it. Do compile this particular program, Java C followed by demo4.java, right. So then it will just compile it followed by Java followed by demo4. You can see that you can have all the operations here. At this time plus 13, minus minus has been done. So automatically it will be decremented first time by 1, second time by 1 more 1, and third time is again 10. See that guys, variable is a simple thing which can holds you only one value. It can't holds you two values. It always holds you only single value, single value. Am I very clear on this? Right. So you may ask me a question that every time you are defining x is equals to 10 in your program, do we have any random number can be takes to this particular program? Yes, we can. We can also take the random input to this particular program with the help of a scanner. As like if you guys are able to remember the scanf function in C programming, there is also one of the method in Java which takes you inputs also, right. So that will be, you have to wait for that till tomorrow's session. In tomorrow's session, we will learn about how do you read the inputs to your particular program with the help of scanner class. By the time I am not introducing it, I am trying to define everything in my program itself. Am I very clear guys? Right. Now what we have right now done is, we have done about plus plus and minus minus operator. What we have done, what is it has been done is, it always increment the variable value only 1, which makes you increment by 1, and here it would be decrement. It always decrement the variable value 1, right. So this is up to this one. So hope you understand up to this concept is, right. But in few cases programmers will use sometime A plus plus, sometimes they will use plus plus A, right. Sometimes the programmers uses A minus minus, sometimes the programmers uses minus minus A. Do we have exactly any differences on this too or not? If you have a difference, what is that, right? There is actually a difference between it. Operators of, if you are writing like this and if you are writing, the performance wise there is no issues, but as per operation level there is a small deviation between A plus plus and plus plus A minus minus and minus minus A. If you are writing A plus plus, it means to say that post increment or we can also write have a post decrement also. How do you write it? It would be A plus plus or A minus minus. Am I very clear? There is something called it as pre-increment and a pre-decrement. So how do you represent this, right? Plus plus A minus minus A. See that representation is bit different from the previous one, yes or no? You can just see here and you can just see here, it's totally different. But as per the performance wise there is no issues, but as an operational wise there is a small issue. But when you want to learn this, it required a bit more concentration rather than the previous operators. Because of what? There is a small deviation in the in and around this particular A plus plus and A minus minus, or plus plus A or minus minus A. How do you read it? How do you exactly find the importance of this? Okay, I am going to show you one more demonstration with a simple program. Alright, so now let me open one more notepad file so that you can find one more example for increment and decrement. Say demo 5, previously we have written demo 4 and now I am writing as demo 5 public static void main function, which takes you a string arguments as an input parameter. Yes. Now what I will do is, I do define two variables in my program now. Say integer x and followed by integer y. There are two variables, I am going to define it. Initially a value assign it as 10, initially y value initialize as 0, right. So hope you know this. This is what you can call it as declare the variables in your program, and this is where you can initialize the values, right. Once it is done, let me write a simple system.out.println statement to print you the value of x plus, it is concatenation sign, again plus y is equals to, again concatenation sign, print y. Yes, understood? Now first thing is I am going to save this particular program now. What is the program name? Demo 5, extension is .java. You can say all files so that you can able to see the remaining files in your program. Let me save this particular file, right. So go to command prompt again, right. No need to shift to any other place because still we are in the same programming folder, yes or no, right. Check it out, what are the file you are expecting you to see here. We are expecting you to see the file name is demo5.java, right. So you will be able to see here, yes, 100% here. Now how to compile the Java program now? Java C followed by demo5.java. Let me compile this particular program. Yes, it is got compiled successfully. As soon as if you compile the program successfully without having any errors, it generates you one .class file onto your same folder where it is got created. Say Java followed by demo5 is a file name here. Let me execute it. What is the value it is printing now? X value is 10 and y value is 0. Alright. Now let me take you to this next level right now. What I will do is y value I am assigning as x. Nothing but indirectly what I am doing is this value of 10 I am assigning to the variable called y. Nothing but in the value of location of variable y, it is supposed to be same as x. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, exactly, it's correct. It would be same, right. Let me compile your program and let me show you the output for this. Say that is in the location of y, what is the value right now? 10. It is what is the value of 10? Both in the value of x location but value of y location right now 10 is presented. Am I very clear up to this? Let me take you to the next level. What is that? Is y value I am assigning x plus plus x. What it mean to say that? It is pre-increment, very important thing. From here you required a bit more concentration, right. you require a bit more concentration, that is something called pre-increment. What is this pre-increment do? Right. Now, let me show you first output for this. Let me show you output for this. Everything is practical, everything is practical. Without practical, don't give up blind answers, okay. So, now let me save this particular program and let me compile my program again, right, execute the program again. See that what is happening, x value is 11 and y value also 11, nothing but what happened with this pre-increment operator is, right. Am I very clear? In pre-increment operator, first increment will be happened, nothing but first increment will be takes place and after that assignment is takes place, nothing but here the value of x and y both values are 1, right, 10 and 10, right, both 10 and 10. Now, if I say increment has to happen, nothing but 10 becomes 11 now. As soon as the 11 is incremented value of x, that will be assigned to y, right. So, what will happen now? Pre-increment, let me show you, let me write the things here. In pre-increment, right, or pre-decrement, in both pre-increment or decrement, first increment or decrement takes place. Alright, once it is takes a decrement or increment takes place and after that assignment has been happened, right, any other operation. For example, here assignment operation has been done, right. So, nothing but y value is also becomes 11, nothing but what is the meaning of here? It is 11 and 11. Am I very clear on this? Yep. Now, let me take you to the next level now, x is equals to minus x. This is something call it as pre-decrement. What it has to happen now? First, the value has to be decrement and it has to be assigned to y now. Let me show you once again what is the value of x and y now. Now, let me save this program and go to command prompt. First, compile your program now. How to compile it? Java C followed by the file name is demo5.java. Alright. Then again Java followed by demo5, enter this. See that in pre-increment it has been incremented value of x. As soon as the value of x becomes 11, it is assigned to y. Same as that here also 10 decremented 11 by 10, as soon as it is decremented by 10, then it is assigned to y. Nothing but at a time first increment takes place, decrement takes place and after that the value will be assigned to right side variable s. Am I very clear? Alright. Now, let me take you to the next level, that is y is equals to plus instead of plus x I am writing x plus, right. This is something call it as post increment. Now, let me show you what is the output for this, right. Now, let me go to a command prompt, compile your program now. Once it is got compiled, you can say demo5 file name. See that very important factor, you can see that. See that x value is incremented, but it is not assigned to y. Why? What is the problem in this particular variable is? Now, let me show you with this first, right. It is now post increment or decrement. What will happen is in post increment or decrement, first assignment will take place and after that your variable value will be either increments or decrements, right. Mean to say that, for example, here in the previous cases what will happen is, the first, as soon as the value is decremented or incremented, it is assigned to y, right. But here in this case, first at this moment, what is the value of x right now? At this moment value of x is 10, value of y is also 10. So now what will happen is that x value first directly assign it to y. Here there is no incrementation. As soon as this statement execution is finished by your compiler, then the value of x will be incremented. Now as soon as the value incremented by x, it becomes 11, but the still value of y will be 10 only. So at this moment, if you print the value of x and y, you will get it as 11 and 10. If you understand the output carefully, see that x value is 10 in previous cases, directly assign it to y, and after that x has been incremented. Am I very clear, guys? Yes, you need to have a bit more attention to understand this example. Very important thing. Say x, let me take you to the next level, x minus minus. Nothing but here this is something, call it as post decrement. What it has to be? Let me save this particular thing. Now what has to be print now? X value previously how much it is? 11, right? So at this moment x value will be printed as 11 and y value is printed as 10. Nothing but first time y value, x is 11, has to assign it to y. Nothing but y value supposed to be right now 11. And what would be the x? After statement is executed, the value has to be decremented. Value is right now is something say 10, right. Please see that first thing is I have to decrement the value and after that I need to assign it, but it is a post decrement. First directly assign the value to y and after that it has to be decrement. Now again save this particular program. This is something, call it as comment lines. This is, if I write something in this part, it won't be executed. Alright. Now save this particular program and again go to compiler and command prompt, compile your program here. Compile your program Java C followed by demo5.java. Compiled successfully and again execute it. Execution is Java followed by demo5. Execute this. See that your value of x is 10 as per the expectation. Value of y is 11. You can just see that what we are expected, the value of x is 10, the value of y is 11. So as per our expectation, the values also will be printed in similar way here. Am I very clear on this example, guys? Very much important and very confusing example also. Unless or until if you are not practicing at least for twice or thrice minimum, so that you will get a better idea. Instead of taking 2 variables, try to take with the 3 or 4 variables with this example, so that you will find a very clear idea on what is x plus plus or minus minus x, or else x minus minus or plus plus x. All these 4 different operations you will be very clear if you practice for minimum twice or thrice, right. So that in an interviews, if they ask you a question on a pre-increment or pre-decrement or post-increment or post-decrement, in both cases you can give answer in very easy manner, so that the second person will be get satisfied with your answers. Yeah, am I very clear with this? This is one thing I can use it as unary operators. Alright. So now let me take you to the next kind of operators here. The operators are relational operators or conditional operators. Mean to say that whenever you want to make a relation, whenever you want to talk about the relations of this, if there is a 2 operators or there are 2 variables, you want to find out the relation of those 2. What kind of relations we have? Okay. If you want to evaluate the relations between a multiple operators, we basically go for relational kind of operators here. All right. Right. right? So it would be some kind of relational operators, right? It will be makes you to have a relation of both operators here, right? Right. So I hope we got time out for the today's session. All right. So probably we gonna learn this two more operators we have left in this. One is relational operators and the logical operators. Once it is done, it is almost we have finished with the operator concepts in Java. Yeah. So and we need to talk about in tomorrow's class very important concept we are going to learn how a particular user can able to read our input from the user side, right? As like a scanf function, we have a method and classes in Java. With that help of it, we can able to read it, right? So I'm trying to conclude the session for today. What we have learned it today. All right, we have learned about operators in the last class and we have extended today, and we have learned about very important operators today, that is arithmetic assignment operators as well as unary operators. All right, so at the end of this there is a most important thing you need to remember from today's session is and pre-increment and pre-decrement or post-increment, yeah, post-decrement. Yes, so I recommended to each and every candidate try to start practicing of your Java programs every day so that you can able to get a new kind of doubts. So you can post your doubts on my particular video. You can post your doubts in the comment section. So I'll be able to reply back on that comment section. By the time I'm going to conclude the session for today, and thank you so much for listening to us. I'm Anil Kumar, and the trainer of Java programming will be continued from the today's session. Thank you so much.